Greetings of peace, love, and harmony. I am Mandy Samosi, and today we are going to do a meditation and a reading and do some shadow work for the full moon in Scorpio. This full moon is, with the energy of May in general, is going to be very potent because we're starting and ending with the full moon. And any time in any month has two full moons, they call it the second one a blue moon. So that's saying every blue moon such and such happens, that this is why. I do have a cat, so if you hear one in the background or some strange noise in the background, that's why. But this full moon in Scorpio energies, Scorpio is very, very, very emotional, the deep waters. And when it's in the moon sign, which is also concerned with our emotions, those things are amplified, right? The emotions that you were hiding from, that you've been avoiding, that's what's coming to the surface. Those projections that you've been putting on to others. You may even feel yourself projecting more heavily during this time. They're the problem. This is the problem. That's the problem. Instead of going inward. And this full moon is illuminating those things. We can choose to go inward, right? Or we can double down, which is what a lot of people tend to do in our projections or in our victimhood. I encourage us to not allow that to occur, and for us to really do the deep internal work to see what is being illuminated, using this energy to allow it to teach us instead of separate us. Anytime we're in a relationship with others and we are learning from each other, we may get triggered and we may feel the need to separate from one another. However, it's intentional to go deeper, go more close to the other individual. And those triggers allow us to see what we may have issues with. So, be wise during this time to look in the mirror. I am going to start us off with meditation, and then I will do some sound healing. And after the sound healing, I will go into a reading and then some shadow work. I will be using the root chakra, which is a C note, singing bowl, to really ground us in this energy, because there is so much water and emotions that are happening in some of our lives right now, mine included, are being turned upside down. And so I really want us to get grounded, and allow this medicine to ground us for this full moon, and even come back to it even if you feel like you need it after this full moon is done. And so we shall begin. Bring your attention and your focus to your breath, your natural breath, as you inhale and exhale. You may notice the rise and fall in your stomach or your chest, or even in your shoulders. Just observe it. You may even notice the sensation as your breath comes in and out of your nostrils. And that is where I want to take us now. Focus on the triangular space that's right between your eyes, that bridge of your nose, the top of that bridge of your nose that goes down to the sides of our mouth. Only focus on the sensations that are there as your breath comes in and out of your nostrils. If your mind is wandering a bit much, then feel free to take deeper breaths. So that you can focus more intently. Don't fight it or judge yourself, just observe. Allow no breath to enter or exit your nostrils without your full awareness or observation of it. You are strengthening and sharpening your awareness of the sensations that are happening in your own body. And as you are learning this, please also note anicca, which is impermanence. Every sensation that you've experienced, good or bad, is only temporary. Create no new cravings. So if the sensation is pleasurable, do not crave it. Create no new aversions. So if the sensation is painful, do not avert it. Just observe. Impermanence. Anicca. If your mind wanders again, remember to go deeper into your breath. focusing only on the sensations within that triangular area on your face. If you feel another sensation in another area of your body, just observe it and ask yourself, I wonder how long it will last. Then you bring your awareness back to that area. The smaller you can get yourself to focus, the smaller the area, the more sharper your mind. Desire to run from my circumstance. I am courageous. I am brave. I am capable. I honor myself in all that is happening in my life right now. I allow myself to ebb and flow, just as rivers do. I allow myself to storm and rage, and then be calm, just as rivers and oceans do. I embrace every iteration of myself. They all have a purpose. I have a purpose. I walk in my purpose unapologetically. I am not ashamed of my emotions. I do not have to hide when I am broken. I honor myself. I value myself. I love and care deeply for myself. I have within me the power to support myself and give myself all that I deserve. I am surrounded with a community that supports me and honors me and respects me. I give to them just as they give to me. Courageous. I am brave. I am powerful and wonderfully made. I am capable of unweaving the webs of deception that have been placed over my life by external and internal forces. I am capable of looking see a negative reflection, and do the necessary inner work to become whole. Feel free to take the time as I shuffle these cards to bring your attention and awareness back to your breath, back to your body and your surroundings. Feel free to journal if anything may have come up for you. Longer sessions of these available. If you ever want a personal reading or session, just go to my site and book it. Now we ask the cards and ask Spirit for a collective reading for this full moon in Scorpio. What energy should we lean on that can support us in managing our deep emotions? The card that fell out was family. It's a number 5 card. Root chakra. You're not surprised. Root chakra bowl is the one that I'm singing. Well, not the one I'm singing. The one that I'm playing today. 1, 2. This journey is not meant to go alone. And sometimes our family are not just blood people. Our family is what we created as our support systems, right? Sometimes that support system may look like human beings, other people. Other times we may feel a strong kinship with this tree we always pass by. Tell that tree some of your secrets, some of the things you've been holding, some of the emotions. Go to the river, go to the water, especially since it's a number 5, Oshun's number. Go to the river and share with the river your deep emotions, the anger that you have, even if you feel like right now it's anger directly directed to somebody else and righteously directed to someone else. Allow the river to show you how to see your fault in it, see your reflection in it, to see how you can transform and transmute. Depend on your family, even if it is other people. If you're blessed enough to have other people as your family, speak to them. Have those difficult conversations during this time. Again, this whole month is in a container of illumination with these full moons surrounding it. So allow this time to be your moment to have those difficult conversations with people you consider family. Another card that came into place is 16. It's the number 16. Determination. Solar plexus. And on it, the picture, I'll make sure I post a picture of it. You see the salmon when they swim upstream, and that's the reason, that's their way, their method of migration, their method of survival is being the ability to swim upstream, up these rocks against the current each time they go. And not only do they have to deal with those elements, they also have to deal with bears who are trying to hunt them, people who are trying to hunt them, because people love the taste of salmon and bears do too. But they still go, and they're determined. And when we are dealing with our emotions, those deep, dark emotions that make us uncomfortable, we need to have some determination. It can be very, 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 very uncomfortable to have those difficult conversations, internal conversations. But we have to be determined to see our truth, determined to see our light. Truth cannot exist in darkness. Truth is light. So if you ever want to bring some light to a situation, just speak truth. If you ever wondering, how can I do shadow work? Speaking radical truth. What is your relationship like with truth? And I'm not just talking about the truth that makes you feel good. The ugly truths. The dark truths. The truths. Because there are multiple types of truths. Right? Even when we're wronged and we struggle to see our faults in the situation or our reflection in the situation, that is still a truth. But can you travel beneath the surface through that hurt? Be determined to go against the current to that emotional depth that will allow you to get to the true core. And then that final card that I'm going to pull is communication, number 21, which is 3, which is Eshu, who's also over communication, a divine communicator. This is a throat chakra card. And when we think about our throat chakra, this is our communication, not just with other individuals, but our communication with our higher self, the higher selves of others, and with the source, and with nature, and all of our divinities, that type of communication. When we communicate with higher source, we can get more tapped in and tuned into the truth. We may feel like spirit don't have compassion at times. They do. And they will hold our hand and walk us deeper connected to the truth. So do that necessarily throat chakra work. If you feel blockage in the throat chakra work, it's in your solar plexus. So it's very, very, very timely that we got the solar plexus card as that determination card, because we are going to need these things to work together in tandem for this month. And remember to be grounded and allow family to be our container, whatever family may look like. The final card I'm going to pull is on some shadow work. And with this card, do I have... Okay, yes I do. With this card comes journal prompts. And comes a story that I'm going to read, and journal prompts that I'm going to say. And I'll do my best to put them in the description of this video so that we can have them. But I love this deck because it offers in a window for those of us who are new to shadow work to do. And we're just asking Spirit to reveal to us what shadow that may be hindering us from tapping into our true emotions, into our core. Number 13, my favorite number. And the card is discernment. Discernment is a gift, y'all. Just because somebody is spiritual does not mean they have good discernment. I'm going to say that again. Just because you are spiritual, it does not mean you have deep discernment. You can be the type of person that can have the clearest of visions. You can sense things that other people can't sense through your spiritual abilities. But that does not mean that you have discernment. Discernment, you know what? I won't even call it a gift. It's something that has to be developed. A gift is the gift of sight, the gift of smell, the gift of all of those things. Discernment is something completely different. And I'm going to read to you the story that comes with discernment. It states, my gift to you. I'm here to wake you up. Where are you repeating the same mistakes? Where are you refusing to listen and accept the consequences of your heart's truth? You will be surprised at how courageous you are once you begin to be honest with yourself. It is time to start listening to yourself and to others. Learn the art of discernment. Listen beneath the words. Listen for the deeper desires, the emotional agenda, and the underlying tone. Is that not what I've just been saying? Oh my Lord. Listen beyond your own individual story. There's a grand mythic human drama playing out in your life and all around you. We are all a part of it. We all have our version of the underworld. We all carry the wand of a wizard, the sword of a warrior, and the potential of a happy ending. As you begin to see the mythic quality of your own rich human life, your optimism will grow right along with your empathy, compassion, and heroic potential. You are not alone. I am here. The shadow of discernment is discord. The siddhi is empathy. Very, very, very interesting. Where are you trapped in a self-destructive cycle is the first question. And this is what Scorpio energy is all about when it's not elevated. It's all about self-destructive. One of the ways it's easy to self-destruct, which is what I've done in the past life, or in my past, is that I would tend to create negative narratives around relationships, thinking that people didn't like me or thinking that people were saying negative things about me. And sometimes it may have been true, and other times I was exaggerating and creating false narratives that just weren't there. This deep shadow work allows us to see our own insecurities instead of projecting them outward to others. So if you're in a situation where you feel like you don't like somebody or you're not resonating with something, it might be you. Communicate. Again, that card failed. Communicate sometimes. I'm in a space now in my life, if I feel that there's a riffraff, I will ask, yo, what is this? And there are other times where I have the discernment to know that that person is not even that fully in tune, and they lack discernment to even know what may be offensive to me. And I have to decide whether or not I want to engage with that or just allow time to reveal it, time to tell it. The second question, where are you starving for empathy from yourself or others? Discern the ways that your experience of the world around you is colored by your mental and emotional states. How can you be more empathetic towards yourself and others in your everyday life? You know, this card is interesting because I actually am doing the Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm using this app called Discord to have us be in community with one another. And it's free. It's something that, of course, a lot of people go on there and do Discord instead of what we're doing. But it also makes me realize and question sometimes, is this the best avenue, right? What may Spirit be saying around that? One, or two, be mindful of how I use it, because there are also distractions on there. Everybody has different channels on there. You can even have your friends on there and just talk to people all day. And that's not what it's for. It's to be a place where we can come, speak, share, but not just have discord all single day, all throughout the day. But yeah, and this is also one of the reasons why I want to create an app, because listen, anyway, how can you be more empathetic towards yourself and others in your everyday life? Another question, is there a myth you resonate with at a deep level, one that reflects your family or cultural story? I hate the word myth when we talk about cultural stories, because it's not a myth. To me, it's like a false tale. You know, it's like something that may be but not really is. Maybe I need to do some more etymology on that word, and I'll get back to y'all. If you were to write your own myth, there we go again, what would it be about? Who would be the protagonist? Write a simple myth in your journal. Let the story impact your life. Again, I will write these questions down or take a picture of this and send it, or have it in the description of this video. But this is where we are. This concludes the reading. Discernment, we need to work on our discord, because another thing about discord is just to talk to people and not rely on your own discernment. So know that anything you seek comes from within. During this time, to help us get to our truths, our depths, we need to be determined and be able to communicate with our higher selves and allow our families to support us. And again, family can look like multiple different things. Allow our families to support us in this endeavor, because healing is not something that can be done in total full isolation. There are components of it that can be done in isolation and must be done in isolation. And then to ensure that we have truly integrated the lessons, we got to come out to community. Because community every time is going to trigger us and show something in us. And I use the word trigger lightly because trigger doesn't mean they did something. Trigger simply means this situation that I'm in is reminding me of the past or reminding me of this situation. It is not that this situation is that situation. We get our triggers confused sometimes with our discernment or with our gut feelings when we're living in our pain body. And Scorpios are prone to that. No shade to these Scorpios, but Scorpios are very, very, very much so prone to that. So when you're dealing with this full moon and that energy, just know that we too can be very, very, very much so prone to that. Go and see what the full moon is naturally illuminating with us. If it's an upheaval in our lives, go inward. Right? See, what was your cause of that? How did I get here? How do I keep getting here? If, you have a recent death in your family or deep transitions that are simply happening in your life, again, that's Scorpio energy. Scorpio is all about transitional energy. What might you need to be happening on your ancestral realm or just happening in your life? What are these transitions communicating with you? What support do you need, ancestrally that may be happening? Like, these are all the type of things that we have to deal with when we're dealing with Scorpio energy. Now, I do, again, like I stated, I offer tarot readings. I offer, I call them cosmic story readings because I don't just do astrology readings. I do human design readings and numerology readings as well for people, in sound healing sessions, in psychic surgery, because past life readings as well. So feel free to go to my site, book, get into it. I hold cohorts, and I also teach others how to tap into their own divinity by working one-on-one with me via coaching. So through spiritual coaching. And I want to leave us with a poem. It's important to leave every ritual with the energy of love. And love is not a weak emotion. I have this book of poems by Rumi. It says love poems. And I'm just going to go in bibliomancy style and just select a poem. Wherever I land on, that's the one that I will read. And we can end with love. And here we are. Uh-oh. Me. In this poem, it reads, "You're my eyes, otherwise." That's the name of it. "You're my eyes, otherwise, how could I see? You're my mind, otherwise, how could I be in love? Yonder where, I know not where. If your love is not there, how could I be present?" And Rumi was a mystic poet who spoke about divine love of self, divine love from the Most High, the Creator. So I'm going to read this again, and I'm going to read it from that standpoint. I want you to receive it from that standpoint. "You're my eyes, otherwise how could I see? You're my mind, otherwise how could I be in love? Yonder where, I know not where. If your love is not there, how could I be present?" Be present, y'all. Mindfulness, awareness. Practice that every single day, every single moment. And I love you all for tuning in. I will post ways where you can support me. Go to my site. I have many ways where you can tap in and tune in. Peace and love. Mwah.